Welcome to CPAC Now, America Uncanceled. But we are live here in CPAC at the Gaylord Hotel, and I'm joined with a fabulous friend, a fighter of freedom, a senior columnist for Town Hall, and you had like 10 other titles that I can't remember.
I got so many other things.
So many. Kurt Schlichter joining us now. I can barely pronounce his last name because it's as bad as Schlapp, but we're happy to have you with us. Now, you were on the stage. Tell me, what was the topic? What was going on?
Well, the topic was cat fight, Kamala Harris versus Michelle Obama, and I pointed out that they have now ruined the concept of cat fighting for millions of American men.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was a great panel. We had Maka Crowley making very, very cogent points, and Larry O'Connor and I just acting like fools.
That's exactly right. But let me ask you, when you're looking at the Democrat playbook, when you're seeing what they're capable of doing, will Joe Biden, this is a big question, will he be the candidate for the Democrats?
I think he will. I think unless, lightning strikes, we have a black swan event. And, gosh, we haven't had any of those in the last 20 years.
I don't know.
He's going to go in. There's no way this guy is going to go. The idea is somebody that some nebulous unknown they are going to tell him he has to leave.
Yeah.
Who's they? Barack Obama? He's got this weird relationship with Obama because Obama is so transcendently smarter than he is. And Joe is, of course, very sensitive about how stupid he is.
Yeah.
And the idea that Barack Obama can walk in and say, well, Joe, you got to pack it up. My wife wants to take over, or Kamala wants to take. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And, of course, Dr. Jill, who's a real doctor, and you need to respect that.
Okay, Kurt, I'll try my best.
Yeah.
Real doctor. I don't think I'd let her perform surgery on me in any capacity. So there you go.
She's a doctor like I'm a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I have a JD. I mean, that's something.
Yes.
But no, she's not going anywhere. And the minions who have power and position and sinecures because of Joe Biden are not going anywhere. So the idea that some mysterious force in the Democrat Party, which is fragmented and decentralized, much like another party we're very well aware of, it's just not going anywhere.
So let me ask you this. You said you had a JD, but I know you're a trial lawyer as well. You're looking at these legal cases against President Trump, and you got to ask yourself, I mean, have we hit this insanity in our justice system? How do you view this?
It's always funny when people go, Kurt, you're a lawyer. What do you think of the cases about Trump? And as a lawyer, I don't think about them because they aren't legal cases. This is not the courts that I practice, federal and state courts I practice in all the time. It's completely different. Unfair, nonsense. Look, my mom was a prosecutor before she became a judge.
That explains everything about you right there.
Well, tough lady.
She must have been really tough on you.
But I went.
Did she cross-examine you?
Why do you think I went into the Army?
Okay.
I needed a break.
Yeah.
No, but she also took seriously the job of a prosecutor, which it's an immensely powerful job that can ruin people, and you don't do that casually. Your job is to do justice, not follow an agenda, and that's what these guys are doing. And
is there any repercussion at all?
No.
So they can.
No, it's all political until we throw them out.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't go arrest them for doing it.
Right.
But you can repudiate them, and you can turn it back on them. And frankly, if you're going to change the rules need to change for everybody. Now they've been resisting that. Well, we can't charge Joe Biden for keeping a bunch of classified material in his garage. We've got to charge Donald Trump for keeping it in a locked room under Secret Service guard. You can't have two sets of rules and have a functioning country. I think a lot of these people think there's the Trump exception to everything, all norms. But you throw out a norm, you throw out a guardrail, it's not going to be there for you when you need it.
That's right. I mean, Trump being the target today could be any other Republican tomorrow.
Or a Democrat tomorrow.
Or a Democrat tomorrow.
I mean, look,
we're too nice. The Republicans aren't that mean yet. But you don't want retaliation either. Like you want the American justice system to prevail, and it's just not. It's not happening anymore.
And I think the only way it's going to prevail is if the rules are equal for everybody. Bad rules, ones I didn't want, but became the rules. And at some point, people go, this isn't working. And we go, okay, we'll change it back, but we got to change it back for everybody.
Now, I know we tackled all the political issues, but I really want to talk about this new book that you literally wrote it in 6 weeks, which I cannot believe. It's called The Attack. What is it about? Why do you think our CPAC audience, why should they read it?
It's a novel about a terrorist attack on the United States that mirrors in many, many ways the attack on Israel on October 7th. We're intensely vulnerable, Mercy. We have an open border. We have a completely incompetent intelligence community and federal law enforcement community. I mean, if these guys were, I don't know, praying in an abortion clinic, you'd have the freaking SWAT team there.
Yeah.
Instead, we've got thousands of people from hostile countries coming in here. We are very, very vulnerable. And I chose to write it as a novel, basically taking it from many different points of view, because you didn't want to have somebody Forrest Gump going from the White House to the border, to the streets where bad guys are shooting it up, and normal people have to deal with that.
Where will it happen? Like, do you think
everywhere?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
You would think it'll be a coordinated attack against the United States.
The beauty of for the enemy is they don't have to coordinate.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't need command and control. If you have suicide people, you don't need to resupply. You don't need to communicate.
It's chaos.
It is chaos.
Right.
Just, band of guys, here's some guns, go there at 9 a.m. on Tuesday and kill everybody you see. And repeat that 1,000 times across the country. Remember those two idiots in Boston with their pressure cooker and a couple handguns? Locked down an entire United States city, major city, for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Think of what hundreds or thousands of these guys could do. And that's what the attack tells. And I think it would change our country horribly. It would hurt a lot of people. The book is doing very, very well. There's a little bit of humor in it. It's not a slog.
There's got to be humor.
There's got to be humor.
If Schlichter, is there a character like Larry O'Connor? Is there like a radio host?
There is a Larry O'Connor cameo.
You're kidding.
There's a Larry O'Connor cameo.
Yeah.
So
is there a Cuban cameo or no?
Gosh, I don't think I had any Cubans in it this
Kurt,
time.
seriously.
But I'm writing a follow-up.
Okay, there you go.
So now, of course, I'm like your husband, a German heritage. I chose to marry a Cuban too. I'm pretty proud of my military skills, but if you want to test my bravery, that's what does it.
You're a very brave man.
I like living on the edge.
Kurt Schlichter, thank you so much for joining me on CPAC Now.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we got a lot more to come, and we just love being here at CPAC. And remember, you can keep in touch with what we're doing on our show on CPAC.org.